Hello, welcome to the Impact Your Fitness podcast. I'm Jennifer Schwartz. This is our wonderful Bowie Schwartz, the golden retriever, and Sofia Parkins, all part of my team at the Impact Your Fitness studio in Alexandria, Virginia. I created this podcast for those of us who really want to elevate our health and wellness, take our fitness to the next level with fitness IQ, body IQ, not just watching videos online, getting the best exercises and then trying them on your own. Like, what if you could actually know wthis you're doing something?
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah, welcome. If that's you, welcome. That'd be nice. Yeah. This is a big topic, and I'm gonna try to keep it tight. Bowie, keep me on task. Thank you. That's his job. Well, welcome back, Sophia. It's your second podcast.
Second podcast.
And so we've been talking about lymph. We've been talking about fascia. I've talked about bioelectricity as well in this season. And I think to wrap it up, I want to talk about this super interesting and important topic, which is incorporating the healing of the nervous system into our goals. Whether you are a high rocks athlete or a high key dog mom who likes Olympic lifting like me, someone who teaches body pump. I mean, especially body pump. Yeah, especially like group exercise
action.
Yeah, it goes hard. Yeah. 5 minutes of everything. And anywhere you are, for our clients who, have overcome chronic injury or are still in that phase, our new clients who really want to understand what we're doing, at the core of it, we are helping you heal your nervous system. There's a lot of different ways to heal your nervous system, which is a beautiful thing. And so I've gathered the 6 types of communication that the nervous system uses when we are healing. And I'm excited because I think this is profound knowledge. I think that you're not really going to connect with this knowledge unless you are on a healing journey, have overcome, a place like, for me, like, I've had a profound year of healing, and one of these concepts in particular, I didn't know about it until this year, and I'm 43, and I've been on a healing path for 20 plus years.
Yeah. I mean, there's always so many new things that come up. You never know.
I know. Like, oh gosh. Oh, I'm really going to tangent right now. I'm going to stop myself.
The rabbit hole.
Yeah, the rabbit hole. Cover up the hole. Go back to the piece of paper. Thank you. Okay. So what does this have to do with fascia? It's this huge network of tissue that connects the tongue to the toes, and more importantly, connects the brain's emotions to the muscles and the body and the tone of our movement. Why this is important? When we're stress response, so we have parasympathetic and sympathetic. And when we're in high sympathetic drive, which is most of us, except if you worked at Impact Your Fitness, because everybody's just so satisfied and joyful with their jobs. And no, because we have high sympathetic drive because of our jobs, because of the modern society, blah, 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 blah. We know this. What that means is that changes your blood flow to your muscles. Pain changes your blood flow to your muscles, meaning it takes away from the stabilizing muscles, basically deoxygenates like some really important stabilizing muscles, and then puts us on this like loop of danger response. It's called, on a cellular level, it's called the cell danger response. On a bigger level, it's just called high sympathetic drive. And that changes how the muscles function. The blood flow goes away from some of the core organs and into the big muscles, gets the heart pumping, gets us breathing faster. And that would be really good if we were in the jungle, trying to like survive.
Yeah.
Or when we're, working out at a really, really intense level. These things are important. We need this mechanism, but it's not important for everyday function. It's overdone for everyday function, and it's harmful or deleterious to our nervous system and our health if we're in high sympathetic drive all the time. Do you think anything I need to clear up there, or is that too much?
I think that was pretty good explanation, because also, like, if you're always in like your flight or flight mode, your stress level is probably beyond. So then your muscles probably get tighter, more tense. Yes. So then with that connected to the fascia, there's less blood flow, there's less lymph flow through that. So then your muscles get tighter, you get more sore. Yeah. So you're always just kind of like in like an action mode, Yeah. So instead of actually being relaxed and then only having it kick in when it needs to kick in, it's kind of that section is hard to break apart if you're always tense all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, perfectly. Yeah, that's a great summary, because flight or fight response is a well-known term for what we're talking about here. Also, when you're in high sympathetic drive, flight, fight mode, you're not draining. You're not going to be able to drop into deep sleep, which means your lymphatics are screwed.
Yeah.
Which means you need to buy 6 weeks of package for
hydrogen water.
Yeah, hydrogen water, but also like deep breathing, actually changing the state of your nervous system. Super important.
Yeah.
So there we go. Okay. So the 6 types of communication that the nervous system uses when healing. I'm just going to go down this list, and we can add a couple or one example if we feel like that's necessary. But I think I just really want to share these 6 types of communication so that we're all developing the skill of healing and being in touch with ourselves.
Sounds beautiful.
Okay. So limbic looping. Limbic is a reference to the limbic part of the brain. I think they call it the reptilian part of the brain. And that means it's like your deep brain where you're responding to danger and fear, and you're looping in that. So it's an emotional brain, basically, that keeps repeating a survival pattern, even when you're no longer in danger. So that's why an email can like fuck up your day.
Yeah.
Because you're
they can put you into a spiral.
Yeah. Yeah. Spiral. Exactly. Yeah. It's like your brain on replay with stress. That's limbic looping. So we're just going to keep going down the list. But yeah, it's a lot of people, the client, one of our new clients, SP, we can see that she holds a lot of stress in her body because she's holding that stress, and like when we can see that, I think that's a good example of somebody who could be limbic looping and causing their body more tightness and pain than is necessary.
Yeah. And then that's kind of where you can tie into the whole breathing as well. Your diaphragm and all of that.
Yep. Yeah. So there's like a lot of connections to all this stuff, and there's so many different ways to heal your nervous system. I truly believe that. Okay. The second one is called interoception, and this is a really interesting topic. I've taken a lot of notes on this throughout the years of me studying pain science. They study interoception in an academic way for autistic children because, they're in limbic looping all the time. That's one of the theories on autism is like they're stuck in, they're always on the edge, right? From a very young age. And where that comes from, I'm not commenting. That's not what this is about. It's about the ability to sense inside your body. And that's something that I've learned from cold plunging, breath work. And it's the ability to sense what is happening in the body, which is different from mindfulness. Mindfulness is more of like a meditation practice. This is different. This is a skill that helps rebuild trust in the body and increases regulation. It's also the ability to recognize dysregulation. So recognizing when your body's relaxed and when it's not, you know?
Yeah.
I know, you know, when I get excited, whether it's for something like my friend getting on my nerves or getting ready for a podcast, you know, I can feel a dysregulation happening and excitement happening. And sometimes it's appropriate and sometimes it's too much.
Yeah.
So interoception is like being like, oh, that's stuck in my body. That's what my stress response, you know? What comes to mind when I
was even thinking like when you're doing like an exercise, like trying, like say like today when I was trying to do a lunge, I couldn't feel my left glute at all until I fully had someone like, well, you like touching like, you know, my foot, like say squeeze here. So I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
It's like I couldn't feel it, but then on my right side I could feel it. So it's kind of like at least you're aware of what's going on.
Yeah, I think it's one of my favorite things to do in the session is when people get that click. They're like, oh, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you are built, that's an interoception building fundamental is like, oh, and like also when people are in limbic looping about their body, the glutes, you know, there's this like pattern in their head. They're like, oh, my glute doesn't fire on that side, you know, and that by itself increases that strength of that loop. So we like breaking that pattern is really important for our clients.
Yeah.
So yay for your left glute. An interoceptive left glute.
We love it.
Yeah. Glutei interoception. Okay. So, on the menu. All right. The next one is window of tolerance. So I love this. It's like capacity.
Okay.
We were talking about this in the car, weren't we?
Yep.
My dating life. So window of tolerance, the range where your nervous system feels safe enough to be calm, collected, and present. And that's what I was saying. Like I felt this man be more calm, collected, and present. And there was a noticeable difference.
Oh yeah.
And that was a result of him like being able to process more in talk therapy. You know, when it comes to exercise, being calm, connected, and present is so important for a athlete.
Oh yeah.
And he actually attributed his like back injury to the anxiety. He was like, I wasn't present for my workout and my muscles were tight and I overdid it. And that's one of the ways that your mind and your tolerance and your emotions and your dehydrated fascia and your low tolerance to stress, basically, because you're exposed to it all the time.
Yeah.
It's like you're running around with a sunburn and going back out in the sun.
No sunscreen.
Yeah.
Well, it's one of those people who like, I don't know what the right like proper term is, but it's like when you go to the gym when you're angry.
Yes.
And then you just weight lift to get it out. But then the next day you're like, crap, maybe I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
But it's for them to get it out. They have to do something that's even more stress that just adds onto it, but it feels better, but it really doesn't.
That is a part of limbic looping, I think. They're not actually processing.
No.
You know,
they're just kind of displacing it, putting it somewhere else.
So the right way to do that's why the reboot's so important. So with the new X at the studio, we have people do nervous system reboots to drop them into parasympathetic so that we can stimulate them. So what you're saying is related to window of tolerance because basically they're overstimulated going to the gym. And that's a different type of stimulation than like I'm saying, you know, it's like playing back-to-back video games. Like it's like intense, like all the, you know, and just getting really invested. And it's the same thing with the exercise. They get really invested in like the violence of it, basically.
Yeah. The slamming of the weights or just getting it out somehow, some way.
And from an Olympic lifting standpoint, the more calm and collected you are with your barbell, the more violent you can get. The more you can throw that weight around. Yeah. But when you're tense,
it's not
and pulling at the same time, you don't get it done. And then you look like a CrossFitter, which we don't love at in Olympic weightlifting. I mean me personally, but can't speak for anyone else. Okay. Anyway, so window of tolerance, the range where your nervous system feels safe enough to be calm, collected, and present. The healing window expands when this window is like met with like the when you can expand this window of tolerance where you know when to feel calm and collected and present, and when you know your interoception skill is developed where you know you're overstimulated, that recognition is essentially where you can meet life with more steadiness. You become more of an observer. You become more collected. Yeah. And you know, you don't have to make these knee-jerk reactions to everything. And whew, okay. I'm calm, cool, and collected. Bowie's really good for that too. We get a treat.
Today's
treat time.
But plus, even with that, you can also like know when to strike during like your day, or like you know when to take a step back, or you know when to maybe go halfway or energy. It's your, again, like I said, you're more observant of what you're doing day to day, which can also make you happier as well.
You're not saying yes to everything.
Exactly. Yeah. It's okay to say no sometimes.
Okay, that's a perfect transition to titration. The practice of approaching intense emotions or memories in manageable doses. So I'm recovering from PTSD and like a substantial grief. And the PTSD, like I can tell, like I know from a very therapeutic approach with my healing what this means. And so what this means in the exercise realm is honestly just graded exposure and letting your body know that you're safe bending over even though you hurt your back doing deadlifts. Right. So being able to like trust your body again, that's what titration really is. And that's also a skill. It's something I had to work on this morning with a basketball player, female basketball player. She's in the middle of getting D1 recruited, you know, or she's your client too. We've been doing some great work, but we overworked one of the weakest muscles on her left hip, which is the gracilis and adductor magnus. And I don't and she acknowledged the window of tolerance was lower because of her cycle. And she acknowledged that it may have actually been a good exposure to that muscle, even though even though it felt like she might have gone backwards a little bit, she recognized that it didn't. And that's a titration like kind of skill and discussion that we had. And I'm very proud of her for recognizing that. And also not going into limbic looping, which some of our clients do. If they feel any little twinge,
it's like restart.
Yeah, I have to restart. Yeah. But then when they come in, we give them that reboot. We get them in the flow presso. They just bounce back faster, and then they either forget about what we said, or they actually learn and they're like understanding what titration is, you know, a window of tolerance is. Whew. Okay, 2 more. Anything to add on that one?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Okay. Pendulation. So a pendulum, you know, the swinging back and forth. I love that visual for this. The natural rhythm of moving between stress and safety or activation and calm. Like that for me as a business owner and like a mentor to like the team and being a high key dog mom and Olympic weightlifter, that's key. Knowing how to move in between stress and safety. After what I went through, my personal, like the PTSD and all that stuff, not much really bothers me anymore. Like,
whatever.
Yeah.
If you want to be.
Yeah, I went to the abyss. I saw the darkness. This all doesn't matter. But anyway, I hope you don't have to suffer what I had to suffer to go and get that perspective, because the pendulation, you know, it really being able to self-regulate and understand that there is a natural flow to life and that things do get stressful, and being able to like know when to activate and know when to fully like go in and or fully or partially pull back. I think this is very close to titration, I feel like.
Yeah, slightly.
Yeah. Coupling, the last one. Coupling is the brain linking two things that don't actually belong together, like going down the stairs and your knee hurting. Like, we rehabbed your hamstrings, but you have a very strong memory of going down the stairs and that knee hurting all the time, or bending over and your back hurting. And honestly, some people hold on to that couple for years.
Yeah.
Decades.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because it reminds me of like referred pain.
Yeah.
So like you think something hurts, but it's actually triggered by something else. But then because you assume it's that, then you go back to that loop, and then your stress level goes up, and then now you're in fight or flight mode, and you can't actually calm down and actually figure out what actually hurts.
Yeah, exactly. And then the confusion makes it worse. And then it's
just like add on. Yeah. The tower continues.
Yes. Today I met with my one of my healers. He's homeopathic healer, and he was on the Think Fit Be Fit podcast named Aaron Steiner. And he's got this like beautiful analogy for healing, and it's a spiral, right? Like, it never really stops. The questions, the feedback, the learning from your body, the interoception, the calm opposing the stress. Like, it doesn't stop, because this is where we live. We're on Earth. And, we're not all Bowie. We're not all like
perfect
Buddha. Yeah. A Buddha dog. And so he said, you're kind of always on the spiral. You can go up, you can go down. But when you go up, you're looking at some of the same like issues, but you're getting a different perspective. You're getting a different vantage point, and it's all healing, you know, except when you go into that downward spiral. If you can't get yourself out, if you're in a phase of overcoupling, limbic looping, you're spiraling down. But if you're taking new perspectives and still asking questions and still working with your interoception and listening to your body, you're on the upward spiral.
Yeah. Well, it's also cool because you can even see it as like, even if you go down, it's okay to go down. It's okay.
Yeah.
Like being okay with not being okay. But just, again, making sure you're not okay for a long period of time, but like it's okay to ask for that help to slowly again go back up this spiral to then see, okay, well, maybe something happened yesterday, or even like when you were younger that kind of triggered a response to when you're like 20 years later, but at least you're able to see that to go up. But again, it's okay to go down, but at least you acknowledge what actually is happening to see something a different way.
You're such a wise Sagittarius. Beautiful. My God. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, that's like such a beautiful perspective, way beyond your years. I mean, you're a Bowie level healer. Let's go. Oh my gosh. Yeah. And I think just to like sum it all up, like, this is one of the reasons we like push that Flow Presso on the podcast, but at the studio, because that emotional safety is key to healing your nervous system and allowing us and you, the client, to do the right movements for the right, at the right time.
Yeah.
And do it in a calm, collected way, because that is what's going to get your nervous system communicating in a better way, not coupling, not over catastrophizing, not jumping to conclusions. And, it's just such a key component to what we do now. And I just can't imagine opening another studio without it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like it's almost like it's like your starting point. It's always like, okay, well, let's get you in the Flow Presso first, see how you respond, and then do like a little kind of orientation of just a little bit of like what's going on. Like, okay, like say my shoulder hurts or my back hurts, but at least your body, your nervous system is calm collected. And you're able to actually figure out, okay, like I was able to, first of all, let the flow press do its job, because you should not be stressed in it. Yeah, you're being okay with surrendering to letting a machine heal you. You're just laying there, you know, with some spa music, maybe an eye mask. So like you're letting your body do its job to heal, to then also move forward to get better. That's it. Sophia. Yes.
Absolutely. Period. But
bolded.
All right. I think that was beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you guys for being here for season 2 of the Impact Your Fitness podcast. It's an absolute pleasure to bring this content to you, be a leader in the space, and continue to grow our clientele and our team at the studio. You can find us at Impact Your Fitness Studio on Instagram, Jennifer Schwartz on Instagram, and Sophia Splits.
Right? Yes. As well,